This morning, Sileon published a report for the third quarter of 2022, and standing beside me is David Larsson, and he is CEO. Good day.
Good day. Great to be here. Thanks.
It's good to have you here. I thought since it's your first time here, David, you could introduce yourself and your background. How did you get to the position you are at Sileon?
Sure. As said, my name is David Larsson, and I'm the CEO of Sileon. I've been within the company and let's say a driving force for the exciting transformation we have done. And my background is mainly before Sileon within software. So I spent 15 years plus at Microsoft in various roles in Nordics, Latin America, etc.
A fitting role, of course. Could you tell us a little bit about Sileon in particular?
Absolutely. We are a tech provider for BNPL, meaning that we build and offer software for lenders that want to launch their own BNPL. We do so with a platform, SaaS-based and international, meaning that lenders pretty much all around the world can launch BNPL in-house, swiftly, fast, and with very limited risk, obviously, compared to building on their own.
SaaS platform, software as a service. You mentioned transformation there, and I'm curious, the platform, how new is it?
The platform we have been building on the platform for the last couple of years, and excitingly enough, we're launching the platform commercially first quarter 2023. So as we speak right now, it's actually not launched yet.
And you've obviously done research, market research and such things. What is your addressable market?
Addressable market is, for our measures, it's humongous. Think about, we see the macroeconomics behind this idea, and the drivers are the amount of credit cards are actually declining, or in some markets, in many developed markets, it is at least stable and not increasing. And what's taking market share is buy now, pay later. Now, on the let's say the losing end is the retail banks offering credit cards. On the winning end is the BNPL companies, and we call them BNPL providers, such as Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, etc. Banks need to move into BNPL to not lose an important piece of their pie. That said, it's not always easy with the existing infrastructure that banks sit on to launch new technology and digital-driven buy now, pay later experiences on their own. That's where we come into play. So on your question on addressable market, it's big. It's basically all the retail banks and fintechs that want to launch buy now, pay later to gain a new market, but also to defend an existing piece of their pie, which is the credit card business.
And you've already gotten a head start, even though the platform isn't commercialized yet. You got your first customer and signed Hungarian fintech company Paysum to the platform. Tell us more about the customer. Who are they? Absolutely,
yeah. We're super happy about that. Paysum is right now a local fintech on the Hungarian market. They have launched a wallet, and their plan is to win with buy now, pay later in the local market, and then further on in the region around Hungary. They, supported by our buy now, pay later platform, get a scalable, fast, and then a buy now, pay later platform that they can move into new markets and new customer segments with.
Swedish tech company, Hungarian customer. How did you first get into contact?
A great question, actually. We run most of our connections and contacts, let's say, outside the Nordics with digital outreach. And given the strong demand and the interest out in the market for buy now, pay later, and in particular buy now, pay later technology, we found a very workable solution. So not only Paysum, which happens to be the first customer on the platform in Q1, we have let's say, a fairly strong lineup of mid-sized to large retail banks, mostly non-Nordic actually, that we have got in contact with through this type of digital outreach.
So this is the first customer you signed onto your platform, and I'm curious because I read it will last for 3 years. Monthly fees will be paid, but an important metric for software as a service companies is the ARR, annual recurring revenue.
Yeah.
How much will that be?
On this specific customer, you mean?
Indeed.
Yeah, Paysum is still a small customer in their, let's say, growth phase of becoming a BNPL player. So we would estimate the ARR on this particular customer to somewhere around 100 to 150 k euro.
And euro, not SEK.
Euro.
Let's head over to the report then, because that we'll be talking about SEK. Income for the quarter amounted to 18.3 million Swedish crowns to be compared to Q3's 2021 of 10.6. EBITDA turned positive, 0.2. How would you summarize the quarter?
Well, my summary of the quarter is actually on the operational and strategic point of view. So we have made an enormous journey and we're taking very important steps as a company and launching BNPL SaaS. We are launching the platform in Q1 2023 as said in our strategic plan, which being a software company and launching a new product, that's actually pretty well done. And then coming up with a new customer as well as the lineup and pipeline we have, that is what the team at Sileon, and I think the people around Sileon should be the biggest takeaway. Now, coming to the numbers, of course, we're pleased and we're happy about the numbers. It's again record growth in terms of revenues, and I think it's the first time in the history we show positive EBITDA. That said, we still have a couple of quarters of important investments, and we are still in an investment phase as a company. But I think the pure fact that we show positive EBITDA gives a good hunch on that we are on a solid track towards our strategic target of positive EBITDA in 2023.
Must be happy to report positive EBITDA. What sort of measures have you taken during this quarter that has ensured it?
What happened in this quarter is that we have some investments that, of course, we have larger revenues than let's say Q3 last year, and that really drives this positive EBITDA. We are still heavily investing in the platform, so it's not from a cost point of view or more of efficiency point of view. We're not in that phase as a company. We have investments in this quarter. We will have it in the next couple of quarters, and the real growth in terms of revenues, I foresee, let's say, second half of 2023.
Late in September, you attended the Nordic FinTech Week in Copenhagen. Talk to us about the event. What sort of attendees were there, and what was your feedback?
Yeah, my understanding of the event was that it was about 1,500 FinTech people coming from all from huge international retail banks to smaller FinTechs, and then of course FinTech companies like suppliers there. Our take from the Nordic FinTech Week was that the demand for BNPL and technology that enable BNPL is strong. Not only from the Nordic, but also from the non-Nordic players that attended the week. We were there and we had very many interesting dialogues. That said, we also see that Sileon is not only for the Nordics, as I pointed out in the beginning here. So we will also go to another of these type of conferences actually pretty soon, end of November, beginning of December, which is in London, and that's twice of the size of this.
We'll look forward then. We're nearing the end of the year, and then we're in Q1 2023, and that's when the platform is going to be commercialized. What do you see for the full year of 2023? Do you have any targets, any goals, anything at all?
Yeah, what we say about 2023 is that from a strategic point of view, we will launch not only the platform, which is, let's say, the core backbone of running BNPL, and which is truly international. As you now can see that the first customer going out is from Hungary. In addition, we will also launch what we call solution models on top of the platform, which we see that some of the retail banks actually benefit from. Let's say one example would be credit risk. I would say all retail banks have some sort of credit risk function, but that does not mean that they can use that credit risk function with modern technology and API-based technology like ours. So even if banks do have this type of functionality, they would benefit from a more modern, flexible and fast technology based and built for buy now, pay later. So that type of product, we're going in that direction with the product. We say that we will grow 80% each year until 2025. That said, most of that growth will come in the second half of 2023, of the pure fact that that's the time when the pipeline we now see will realize into sales and then be gone live, let's say. So that's when we see the revenues.
David Larsson, CEO at Sileon. I thank you very much for your time and wish both you and the company continued luck in the future.
Thank you very much.